This is the Hard Work series. I'm going to be interviewing some key ones and ones, getting some wisdom, having some builds, having some discussions. Cool. So we're on with our first guest, Hak Samadhi, and better known as Swami Premananda. Yeah. So he's just back from India. He's been traveling around the world. And my first question was, what have you learned from your travels? What's one of the main things that you've learned?
Just that we're all one, as a people. We're all one. And there's a lot of different vibes in the world, that we need to open our minds to. And also realize that you learn a whole lot more by seeing the world than from just books and classes.
See. Exactly. And, being that race is a hot topic these days, how do the Indian people and the people in Qatar and as well as West Africa and Africa in general, how are they receiving us African Americans?
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of questions about that. People will be like, "Isn't there racism? How do they treat black people?" Well, each place is different. I can say I haven't really had any problems. If there's any difference of treatment, I think it's more based on finance. It's more based on finance than
race. Okay.
Race,
Got you.
That's what I kind of see now, Some people, here at this hotel, people kind of looked at me strange, like who's this guy, Yeah, maybe I'm like the only Black American in this hotel,
Exactly.
And in the beginning, like the guy at the front desk, he was kind of acting weird, But after some time, like now he acts like he's a best friend or something. Like after I've stayed here 2 months in this hotel, they all take me like family or whatever. I was just in a restaurant earlier, the hotel restaurant, and the guy was just like, "Hey, how are you? Oh man, long time. Where were you?" And this and that, and I was like, "Oh man, I'm Philly and this and that," and these are all Arab cats, but it's like,
exactly.
It took some time to warm up, And then a lot of people, they don't really know what I do, but they kind of watch and everything, and then they come to their own conclusions. Some have said like, "You're a big boss. Like we don't know what you do, but you're a big boss. That's all we know." I think it's more something I felt in India, though, where I was in Rishikesh, which is the yoga capital of the world. I felt more of an equality amongst that. There really wasn't a higher and lower, better or greater. It was just like we're all the same. Kind of. That's what felt more there. You know,
Got you.
now
Exactly.
there may be some other cities where it's different.
Exactly. So yeah,
Because
that kind of
Rishikesh is not like a materialistic type of place, you know?
exactly got you. That kind of
More
leads me
than,
to the next thought, which is like on the financial tip. Um, with your spiritual travels and your spiritual searchings, what have you learned about money, generating it as well?
uh,
Yeah.
I said, I definitely have been attraction, you know, over the years, manifestation process, practice to bring dreams come true, you know? That's where
Mm-hmm.
you think about something and it actually manifests, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so definitely been doing that for a long time, um, consciously and unconsciously. But in all of this law of attraction instructions, it tends to get a little bit complicated, you know? Like they have your mind doing like all these gymnastics and everything, and like you gotta feel this and you gotta think that, and you gotta, you know, jump up and down on one leg and then you know what I'm saying? It's like my feeling was like, no, it's gotta be a simplified method, you know,
Mm-hmm.
1, 2 steps, 3 steps at the most, where you can
Exactly.
manifest your dreams. You know, that's what I've been feeling naturally. And in my travels, especially to India, it helped me refine my personal manifestation process and
Mm-hmm.
use of law of attraction.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I feel like I have a more simplified uh, method, and I found some things that people weren't talking about. You know, that most of the law of attraction people don't speak on.
Mm-hmm.
I found those keys. You know,
Okay, gotcha.
so so I feel that. I mean, I always felt that you can pretty much manifest anything you want. You know, you can live in like a magical universe, a magical world where, you know, money does grow on trees. How, you know, they always told you money don't grow on trees, you gotta work hard, you gotta do this. Actually, money can actually just fall out of the sky. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you know how to approach the cosmos, the universe, the omni symphony, you know, if you know how to connect with it, align with the right vibrations, I feel you can override this whole long process of working hard and, you know,
Exactly.
all of that other stuff that they taught us. So
Exactly. You can vibrate to the right and manifest the right thing. See, got you.
so yeah, I think money, it's all there, but you know, it's about why do you want it? What are you using it for? You know,
Mm-hmm.
and and the type of vibration, you're aligned to. Sometimes, for instance, I was thinking about it the other day, like, if you think about what type of car you want, right? And some of us might picture like us driving a certain type of car when we're thinking about which one we want. Some of us might think of having a driver, riding in passenger seat or riding in the back. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes when you think about driving or riding, you might also think about how I look in this particular vehicle to others. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
How do I look pulling up in the eyes of others? Then you got to look at your motives. You know what I'm saying? Do I want a Lambo just so I can impress people? Or do I really need a faster car so I can get to where I'm going on time? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Exactly. That's real.
Am I getting this specific vehicle because I need more space for family and for the kids to, to all pile up in the back? Or is it because of fashion? Is that your motive behind it all?
Exactly. Exactly. For real.
I mean, sometimes, and these type of thought processes might be going on, and you're not even really aware of what you really are thinking. So you got to be really conscious of what your intentions are, and that's a big part of manifesting what you want. Sometimes when you have the wrong intention, maybe it won't manifest, or maybe it will, but then the repercussions are not conducive to enlightenment, conducive to peace and love.
Exactly. Yeah. So the next question is, what's one of the biggest keys? Some of the biggest keys that you've gotten from your latest trip? Your spiritual keys.
Well, the keys are like jewels, like money. So why should I share them if you don't deserve it? You know what I'm saying? I think I should give it to those who want to know, like, because it's real powerful. For those who don't really seek it, it means nothing. That's the way I see it. It doesn't mean much. But I can still give you, give you some vibe. And let me see what I found.
Impart a bit.
What'd you say?
No, I said impart a bit.
Yeah. I mean, the biggest key is like, it's a key that's been around for a long time, right in people's space, but they still can't use the key. It's still way too difficult. It's still too hard to understand, to grasp, and to utilize. Yeah. And this is the main key to, like, pretty much everything that you're trying to accomplish. It's the key to living in that magic state of life where things just unfold for you as you would like them to. miraculously, where things go your way and everything you do. And this is the simple key of love. The simple key. Now, let me go into explaining why it's so complicated. Love vibration, right? Okay, before I go into why it's so complicated, a lot of the religions are all similar, right? They aim at some of the same things, right? Peace, love, happiness, togetherness, oneness, treating each other with kindness and consideration, you know. In Islam, anytime a Muslim does the salat prayers, right? There's an opening prayer that must be said, right? In every prayer. It's called the Fatiha, okay? Now, after you do your opening, pretty much salutations and, praising of the Most High, and the first lines is, guide us on the right path, the path of those who have earned your favor and grace, which shows us that every Muslim should be wanting the favor and the grace of the Almighty, right? Not like the anger and the displeasure of the Almighty,
Exactly.
Of the Most High, right? You want to get on that good side of those great ones, of those great beings that had the favor and the grace. And that favor is like you walking down the street, somebody's wishing you bad, but somehow, right where they set that trap for you, something else happens and you get deterred and you don't fall into the trap. Not because you're smart, not because you outsmarted them or whatever, but the grace was with you, and you were favored. Or there's something you want in life and you don't know how you're going to get it. It may be that beautiful woman, that princess, or it might be that amazing vehicle, and you don't have no money and you can't think about how you could even get that vehicle or that nice house. But because you're favored in creation, favored by the Most High, or favored by the cosmos, the cosmic energy, favored by the universe, the omniverse, the omni-symphony, favored by love.
And you have that favorable aura.
Right. Then somehow things get worked out for you and you end up in that house. You know what I'm saying? Where you had no idea at all, how am I going to be able to get into a house like this, or to have a vehicle like this, or to have a amazing partner like this. So that favor and that grace is linked to love, right? Is linked to being a loving person, sharing love, right? If you look into religions as well, they all highly advise against hatred and anger, which is the opposite of love, right? Jealousy, envy. These are more on the flip side of the loving vibe, right? These are the things that drain your spiritual bank account and make you go spiritually bankrupt. These are the things that make you lose favor and grace. This simple concept of love is super difficult and complicated because we grow up around so many people who are hurt and damaged that they don't know how to love, especially not to a high level. And so we don't learn how to do it. And then we're also raised damaged, hurt, unenlightened to the ways of love. So it's hard for us to access that power as well. Like, we don't even know what it is and barely even feel it. We might think we know, but like, we're not even close. And then there's so many heartbreaks, so many rejections, so many issues that come up throughout life, and they just keep building up, and it's breaking your heart. To where most people are broken. Most people have broken hearts, malfunctioning,
Exactly.
And so love goes deep to a point where, just today I was figuring this out. Like, I was like, yo, that's it. Like, love those who, I guess Jesus said that, like, those who hate you or those who are against you. If you think about it, right? Anybody you don't like, it could be boiled down to one reason. I think it can boil down to one reason. They are not showing you the basic love that you feel every being deserves. Anybody you don't like, I think this is the reason. Because they're not showing love. And you feel that everyone should naturally show a basic level of love, that's just human. You feel that way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If you didn't, and then people didn't show love and they showed hate, it'll be like, oh, that's normal, whatever, But it's not normal. It's not normal, and that's why you're like, I don't like this person.
Exactly.
You're not showing love.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
How do you deal with these type of people? Show them love. Like, not even show it. You don't even have to show it to them, but just like on a spiritual level, just shower them with love. Send it. Send them good intentions. Send them that energy, because, and it's amazing what happens. I'll get to that. But because the people you don't like, or the people that's not showing you the love that you feel is standard, right? For human beings, when you think about them, you get a bad feeling, right? And that bad feeling can bring about fear. It can bring about dark clouds in your heart, right? Which now dampens your love power, right?
Exactly.
Which is connected to your grace, connected to your favor. It's connected to your manifestation. It's connected to your law of attraction, okay? Because you're in a feeling of either fear. We can fear these people sometimes. And it can be your love partner that you fear. You know what I'm saying? It could be your best friend. It could be your brother, your sister, like Cain and Abel. You know what I'm saying? You could fear your own parents that you love. You know what I'm saying? So this feeling of fear or anger or even hatred towards them is now bringing you down. You're losing now. You know what I'm saying? Now that they got you to hate back because they didn't treat you with the love that you thought was standard for all human beings. Now you're retaliating with dislike, with hatred, with fear, with bad vibes in return, and it's bringing your level down spiritually, okay? So now to bring yourself back up, you shower them, you pray for them with good intentions. You pour out love from your heart. It's like a mental thing, right? You don't have to call them up and be like, you know what, I love you so much. You don't have to do all of that. Just from a spiritual level, right? Just now this now rises you, right? And this sets off a karmic imbalance now. And so you have the karmic advantage, right? And all this love you're showering them with spiritually and these good intentions, I feel from what I've been watching, it speeds up their karma. So now you don't have to deal with them. Their karma deals with them directly, right? Rise above it and realize that, you know what? You know why they don't show me the love that I feel is standard? You know why? Because they're hurt. Because they don't have enough strength. They don't have enough heart strength to show that standard love. They're in pain, right? They're broken. And this is where the compassion is like a more understanding. So let me try to understand why they're treating me bad. Okay? They're broken. They're not on that level to treat me the way that I want to be treated. Okay? So what am I going to do for them? I'm just going to send them love and good energy and good intentions and wish the best for them, right? And be the bigger person and grow above this problem instead of be under. Now I'm going to rise above it and outdo it with a greater love. And the fear starts to like dissolve. That bad vibe starts to go away. And you just keep it up with your visualization, with your energy, right? And now this can wipe away your dark clouds, which are reducing your favor and your grace and your manifestation and your law of attraction, your magnetic energy, right? It starts to wipe that away. The sun of happiness starts to rise, right? The sun of joy within you starts to peep through the clouds, right? And if you can get into that vibration, now we're looking at attracting success. Now we're looking at favor. Now we're looking at grace. You feel me?
Gotcha.
Now we're looking at unfathomable blessings where you just like, you know what? I want to do this. And all of a sudden, the phone just rings and somebody's like, hey, yo, you want to go do what you was just thinking about 5 minutes ago? You want to go do that tomorrow? I got this link. You know what I mean? I got this link and you know, you don't even have to pay. I'll take care of everything. Like, this is the unfathomable blessings I'm talking about. That just have you looking at life like, what the fly?
Flippity fly.
I was just thinking about that.
Exactly.
Right? Because you got into a good energy. You know what's messing up your law of attraction? You know what's messing up your manifestation abilities? Fear in your heart. It's your heart. A lot of these law of attraction people, they talking about, no, it's how you think. it's if you believe it and this and that, and you got to think about it and you got to feel it and this and that, and those are all strong points.
Mm-hmm.
But when you talk about believing, it's really more with the heart chakra, because if you really look at it, I was talking to one youth in India about this, and he told me his girlfriend was a Reiki master. She came there and studied Reiki, and she can heal people from a distance. She can know what your problem is from a whole nother country. You just look at your picture and connect with you.
Wow.
And I was talking about law of attraction. He was like, yeah, but it's all. I was like, nah, it's not just the mind, bro. It's the heart. Because I was like, that's where the fear lives. The fear lives in your heart. And fear and faith don't mix. It's either one or the other.
Exactly.
So belief is more faith.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't have a strong faith if you got fear.
Exactly.
You know what I'm
exactly.
Fear,
yeah, that's something
angry.
I see. That those poles of faith and fear, or love and fear,
right.
It's like that really has to be looked at.
And so the cat was like, "Oh yeah, you're right. This is an Indian cat." He was like, "You're right. It can't work. It can't work. If your heart ain't right, it can't work. I don't care what type of mental gymnastics you want to work.
Mm-hmm.
If the heart ain't on point, the thing can't work.
Can't work, man.
Can't. CYANT. It can't work. Okay.
Exactly. Seeing
the thing just can't work. So
mm-hmm.
you got to get your heart right if you want all this meditation stuff to work. And it's a love thing. Now, another thing about this love thing, like, I know people suffering from pain. Like, oh, this guy hurt me. My ex-boyfriend cheated on me, or my ex-husband, left me and to do everything on my own and to start afresh, or my whatever did this to me and did that to me. And these people will be suffering this stuff for like 50 years.
Mm-hmm.
They still didn't let it go, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I realized when I was in some intensive meditation in the Himalayas, right? So I found a place that had like a therapy, you go every day, 3 times a day, meditate. And while I was going through this, like, epiphanies was kicking in. And one that I came out with was like, yo, I just realized God loves everybody. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Even the people I don't like or that I felt did me wrong, God loved them too. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And God is blessing them. Most High is making sure they got food to eat, roof over their head, making sure they got opportunities to grow and flourish. Right?
Mm-hmm.
I still giving them blessings, hoping that they will redeem, even if they went wrong, made a small little wrong turn here or there. Most High is overlooking that, still giving lessons, hoping that they will redeem themselves and come back to love and come back to reality, come back to the Most High. So Most High is like still hopeful, even though they did you dirty, right? They did some wrong stuff. Most High is still, I didn't give up on them yet. You know what I'm saying? It's still hoping like, yo, no, they might come back. They might reform. I'm still giving them more chances, Might show them some lessons and let the karma deal with them and teach them some stuff. You know, some may have to suffer some pain and agony. They might have to suffer some, it could be mental, physical, you know, it could be health, it could be being locked up, it could be having a bad relationship or whatever. They might have to suffer, you know, the works of their hands to learn their lesson, you know. And if they doing it right, maybe their karma can hit them a little bit lighter, you know, if they've been showing love. If they've been taking care of people, looking out, you know, doing the
exactly.
Maybe their karma can come back to them a little lighter because they got more grace and they got more favor. But what I'm trying to show you is that I realize that the Most High, the all things, the connective tissue of the universe, okay? That's a new one. I like that. Connective tissue. So the connective cosmic tissue, right?
I like it.
Has love for everybody, even the person you hating on or even the person you don't like. So now, if you want to become one with the cosmic tissue, you need to hold the same viewpoint that the cosmic tissue is holding.
Exactly. You got to become congruent.
You need to align your vision too, and love them too, and wish the best for them too. Send them love too, right? And support, even if it's just on a mental, emotional level. Like I said, you ain't gotta call them up and be like, you know, I support you and this and that. You ain't gotta do all of that, but just energetically be supportive of them, even if they did you wrong, even if they going wrong, right? You went wrong many times. Did you want Most High to stop supporting you and stop being supportive and just to leave you like that? No. Right? So
exactly.
The whole thing, especially with yoga is about union with the Most High, right? Union with the one, with the all things. That's what the word means, right? I and my Father are one, as Jesus said, right? That oneness, becoming one with the Almighty, right? If you're trying to become one with the Almighty, which is where the power is at, you gotta have the same vibration towards the children, towards the family, towards the people. When you get deeper into reality, you actually realize that these people are you. Once you meditate deeply and realize that you're living off cosmic energy, cosmic life, right? Our body stays alive from breath. But beyond that, we got spirits that even if this body dies, spirit still lives on. What is it living off of? Cosmic energy, connective cosmic tissue.
That's right. That's real.
In your spirit, right? Magnetics of creation, of the whole cosmos, right? That's one life. And that one life is the battery pack for everything. So you realize I'm actually connected through this one cosmic energy to everything. And it's really just one life here. You realize this in deep meditation. It becomes an actual experience. Not just right now, me talking about it, that's philosophy. But once you go in and do the practices and do the work, it becomes actual experience. So nobody has to even explain this to you. And you start to realize we're actually all one cosmic being, one cosmic energy, one life. My enemy, my friend, my foe, right? That's what I was saying. about traveling. You realize that Indian, Arab, Jew, African, we're all one. You know what I'm saying? And we all using the same tools. When I say this, I'm pointing at the chakras. You know, the chakras. We all using the same tools of the human body, of human life. So we all one. When I was in India, I struck up like a cool friendship with one cat from Israel. And I don't think I ever met anybody from Israel in my life. But like, we just connected. He was like, yo, what's up, man? This and that. Like, I mean, he wanted to take a picture somewhere. And there was nobody around. He was like, oh, yo, could you take this picture for me? I was like, no problem, you know? Backed up. He posed with a nice background. I think some temples in the back and everything. I framed it up nicely. Took him a few shots. You know what I mean? This is what we do for one another. Simple thing. It's just humanity.
Exactly.
What am I supposed to say? Like, nah, I ain't taking no picture for you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Humanity.
It's one love. It's brotherhood. Come on, no problem. Let me take this photo for you. And from that, then it was like, oh, where you from? Okay, I'm from here. Well, yeah. What brings you here? And energy is flowing, and it's like people from Israel. You know what I'm saying? But through vibration, we're all one. So, anyway, these are some of the keys, you know. And then, like I said, this love vibration is going to make you super powerful if you really know how to tap into it, but you don't. The reason why you don't is because you're damaged. Okay, you're watching the news, you're listening to music, the popular music of today. You're watching, you know, the music videos. You've been raised by all types of just broken content, broken material. You know, you're surrounded by people who don't believe in nothing. When I mean they don't believe, I mean they don't got faith. Faith is a heart thing. Faith is the opposite of fear. And fear lives in the heart. Right? You surrounded by people who ain't got no faith. Right? Who are fearful. What do you think that's going to condition you into? What do you think that... How do you think that's going to affect you? It has a huge effect. The first thing you got to realize is that you need healing. If you can realize that first, what'd you say?
I said, thus heart works.
Exactly. So you got to realize you need healing, and then you can go seek it out and get yourself right. You know what I'm saying? And you might not even be sensitive enough to know what's going on inside your chakras because of the food you eat, right? And the lifestyle you're living, you're not even sensitive enough to know that there's hate in you. Some people find out like, dang, I've been hating for 20 years.
I think one of the big ones is the fear too. You know, because I find, for me, one of the first things I have to do to get out of the bed and like go get it is like mentally prep myself and say I'm going to get beyond my fears. And because there's a list of fears at the beginning of the day, you know. Once I can get past those and I'm in the flow, I'm like, what was it?
Good to go.
You know, what was I fearing? Exactly.
Yeah, and so practicing love can help with that.
And I think it kind of leads in a way of like the fear leads us away from our being at peace and being happy and being joyful often. And we make decisions based off of that fear. Therefore, we create a life of like unnecessary stress. Whilst what keeps us alive is like the passionate times, the joyful times, the things we're passionate about, you know. So yeah, I felt that.
It was one success with any dream I think about. I was with probably one of my most joyful relationships of my life.
Mm-hmm.
Happiest times, right?
Mm-hmm.
The love was just so off the chain. The energy was so exciting and so happy, right?
Mm-hmm.
That I could just think about her or talk to her on the phone, and that would create such a level of joy that now anything I prayed for from that energy would happen. You know what I'm saying? And I noticed that she was like a magic trigger, you know, impetus.
Exactly.
You know, like a magic charm. But the problem is, this joy wasn't self-reliant and sustainable. It was based on an outside influence. So when the day came that she was like, I'm not really with this anymore. You know what I'm saying? I want to ride with somebody else. Then my joy turned to total depression. You know what I'm saying? And I came from like a 100-story building, crashing all the way down to 0. You know, down to the lobby. And I realized I got to build back up to that joy by myself. I got to figure out how to get there self-sufficiently. You know what I'm saying? And not depending, using an outside thing as a crutch. Exactly. If you got something you can depend on that can bring you that joy and spark it off, that's a blessing, because it does work, you know.
Exactly.
It can help. But like I said, the day that they flip on you, or the day that they're not there anymore, you know, who knows what karma has in store. They might have another path, you know. Their karma might take them another way, you know. Their karma might even take them out of this life, and their time might be done. And now you sitting here all alone, and without them, without your trigger to happiness, and you don't know what to do. And all is lost. So, you know, in yoga, I found some techniques that help you to heal the pain, get over the fear, and develop your own inner joy. You know, and it basically deals with breath control, breathing exercises, and meditation. Very simple stuff. Simple stuff. And I really feel like God, the Most High, the Almighty, the cosmic connective tissue of all things, right? If Most High was going to create a way for you to reach a state of joy, a state of grace and favor, I don't think it would be hard. Actually, I think it'd actually be very simple. I don't think you got to I don't think it would be rocket science. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I think even an illiterate could do it and could figure it out, right?
Mm-hmm.
You look at animals, they figuring out stuff without no books, without no teacher.
Mm-hmm.
They know where to go find their food.
Mm-hmm.
They know where to go build their houses at and to shelter themselves from cold and heat. And how they know all this stuff? They
Mm-hmm.
read a book a day in their life. Okay? So
Mm-hmm.
what about us? We think we're much smarter than all of them, right? But it sometimes it looks like we're the dumbest ones on the planet, the way we're destroying the planet. But
Mm-hmm.
how about us? There's simple instincts where you could actually figure this stuff out. And it's a simple road, a simple path. I think the only hard part about it, the only challenge about it is proving that you are dedicated and serious about it. That's the only challenge. It's not that the process is a hard one, that you got to stand on your neck and like bend your leg around your, you know what I mean, around your ears or whatever in order to be happy, or that you got to
Exactly.
like not eat for like 20 days or whatever in order to experience joy. No, I don't think the Most High would have created it like that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Exactly.
more of a simple process, and these healing methods that I've learned are all super simple. I mean,
Exactly.
meditation itself is nothing but like sitting perfectly still and perfectly quiet. It's like that simple.
Exactly.
It's so simple that people like it's hard. They're like, am I doing it right? Am I doing? Hey, it's nothing to do. Don't do nothing. Just sit there and don't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? Now you're doing it. That's how
Exactly.
simple it is. And you'll
Exactly.
find out it is so healing. You know what I'm saying? Then they break down to you how your breath affects your emotions. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Even the scientists found out that they studied people watching a movie, right? When the fearful part comes, your breath, the people who watching it, their breath change to a certain pattern. When the happy part comes, their breath change to a certain pattern. When the peaceful part comes and everybody's safe and everything, the breath then again, their breath changes. So your breath is connected to your emotional states and connected to your mind state as well. When you're restless, anxious, nervous, even fearful, your breath is connected to that way of thinking, that way of feeling, right? When you're peaceful, confident, sure of yourself, your breath reflects that as well, right? So if you can practice breathing peacefully, tranquilly, deeply and slowly, that will automatically give you tranquil mind. Tranquil breath gives you tranquil mind. Restless breath gives you restless mind. Okay? So they found a correlation of this. All you have to do is practice it and get it established to where it's all time. These yogis will tell you like when you're like in it like all the time, like you're practicing, sincerely practicing your breath control constantly, you start to reach a state of equanimity, of total peace that nothing can mess with. All right? Let me show you this example. You're sitting in a public place, a beautiful woman or a handsome man, right? For a woman or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Let's say if you're a man and you like women, beautiful, gorgeous woman comes in, right? And you're like, oh, snap, right? I really need to talk to this lady. I hope she doesn't get away, right? I hope she doesn't get away is now fear, right? I fear that the best chance of my life is about to slip through my fingers. I fear that my chance at joy is about to vanish like...
Exactly. So you're disturbed. Your peace is disturbed.
Right? So now if you really check it,
you're allowing yourself to...
Your heart is like, goo-goo, goo-goo, goo-goo. But actually, she don't want to meet no fearing, scared, for the lack of a better word, punk ass
bitches,
ninja. Punk ass ninja,
work,
right? She want to meet somebody who got their breath under control, right?
Exactly.
Calm, confident.
Exactly.
Hey, how are you? Right?
That's
not
like
in
something...
fear that I'm gonna lose you. Mm-hmm. Go ahead. I'm gonna let you speak on it.
No, I was just gonna say that's something that's like something I saw today on the video Pop sent, where a guy was saying something about the symbol of the guys holding a serpent on both sides is a symbol of power. Like, you know, you have your stuff in control. You know, you have your power in check. You know, and it's like...
Right.
So that just made me think of that. Like, they want somebody whose energies are in check, and are in control.
And this shows how any little thing can cross your path and just got you messed up. Like, any attractive thing or non-attractive thing, you know what I'm saying, can just change your energy straight away. You ain't got no control. It's about own energy, getting and being something to me. They didn't treat me with the love that I feel that everyone should treat a human being. But you know what? They're not mature. You know, they're not there yet. They're not strong enough. You know what? They went through so many traumas in their life. So you know what? I'm going to be the bigger person, and I'm going to establish myself in loving energy. I'm going to pour forth love to everyone, no matter what they did. You know what I'm saying? I want to be in peace. I'm going to breathe peacefully. I'm going to calm myself down and not be all excited. I'm not going to be fearful. I'm going to stand in confidence, in faith, and love, and peace. And if I need to do certain therapeutic practices to get there, I'm gonna do that, because I'm dedicated to being in this vibration. And you know that if you don't get to that vibration, you don't get the favor, you don't get the grace, you don't get the miraculous abilities of law of attraction, the ability to instantly manifest that which you're in desire of or in need of. All of those abilities run away if you don't get in that energy. So this is the whole path. To be committed to the practices that put you in the right energy. You just gotta be committed. I mean, I researched one yogi the other day, and I think I told you about him. Because when I thought about it, I'm like, yo, this cat, he's the guy that everybody wants to be. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. He had a master teacher who just showed up and taught him all types of deep science. And I'm like, why? What about this guy? Why is he the lucky guy who, you know, masters show up to and just like give him all the keys and say like, go teach the people, you know? So I start researching this guy, and one of his main things was like hardcore in practice. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't living this crazy like monk life, a step away from the world. Just like a normal guy, family life, regular job, but he's on his practices like serious. Like sometimes he'll be like, today I lost my balance. Something disturbed me. Something did this. I have to dissolve myself. My whole intention, my whole goal today is to totally dissolve myself.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.